Okay, so this video is about sneaking out if you read the title, of course, and searched it. I'm guessing if you're looking at this video, you're probably worried about getting caught or just looking for more ideas. So that's probably what I'm going to go over. I'm going to tell you some stories, when I got caught, when I didn't get caught, what I do, and what you guys need to do. So, my story is, I'll tell you the story first. I sleep upstairs, right by the stairs. And my sister's right across the hall from me. And my parents are right below me. Like, right below me. So, what I do is I'm usually wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. Just because they're comfortable as fuck. Why not? You know, I get girls wearing them anyway, so who cares? And I will wear my sweatshirt and sweatpants. Oh, I heard some noise. And I'll make sure my shoes are by the door I'm going. And when you go downstairs, stairs are always the loudest part. Go on your tiptoes and go on the edges of the stairs, because usually the middle is usually the noisiest, so go on the edges, usually the railing or the wall, because that's usually where stairs are. So after that, you want to go as far away from your parents' room as possible. So I go all the way around to the door, and my door's in the kitchen. I go through my back door, and my back door barely shuts, so I just shut it. Make sure it's not locked, obviously. Make sure you have a backup plan in case somebody locks that door. Because I once got locked down. I was like, wow, I don't know what to do. So, after I go through the door, climb over the fence, and then I leave. So, from that story, number one, always, always have your door shut. The reason you want your door shut, you want to do it a little bit before, so they're not like, why would they have it shut now? It's a little, you want to make sure that they're clueless. So you want to shut your door, and because usually your friends are, when you're with your friends, you're usually a little loud, you know, telling jokes, whatever you guys are doing. And if they wake up on accident or something, and they notice that you guys are really quiet, they'll probably think you're asleep, and they're probably gonna go check, maybe. If you have really chill parents, you probably don't even need to watch this video, honestly, you just leave. But if you have a little strict ones, little strict, way strict, probably I can understand. So, second step, make sure all the lights are off in the whole house, except for maybe like one, so you can see if you really need to. Number three, one thing you want to probably have is a flashlight, because it gets really dark. I mean, most people have smartphones. I'm videotaping this on an iPhone 5, so I have a flashlight on that. So usually have a flashlight. If you don't have a smartphone, just carry a flashlight if you have one. Number four, always make sure you have, like, you know what you're doing before you do all this, like you're not just guessing. Like I told you my whole story, I knew what I was doing before I started that. If you're gonna go through a door, like if you're on the second story, you're obviously not gonna jump. I mean, I have before, but it's stupid because I almost got locked out. So always make sure you like have your game plan. So you always want to be like the farthest away from your parents' house you can, and always have the quietest way. Like that's the quietest door and it's the farthest way, so that's why I do it. Number 6, I think. You want to have a backup plan in case you do get caught leaving or coming back. Like, my excuse for leaving is we're just getting something to eat or getting something to drink. That door that I go through is right in the kitchen. And my parents are pretty chill. I mean, I told them that sometimes I leave and go walk around, which sometimes I go to a completely different neighborhood and stuff. They're just chill with that. I mean, if you have chill parents, just try and get a good excuse. I mean, you could say that you guys went to go get cooled down, like it was really hot in your room, because my mom turns up the heat like to 85 degrees, and all the heat rises into my room. So, number 7, never have your shoes on. Shoes are loud. Your feet and socks are probably like the good thing to leave. Like, carry your shoes outside and then put them on. even if there's snow or it's raining. Just bring them outside. Trust me, it's the best idea. Number 8, when you're coming back, always just be as quiet as you were going out as you're coming in. Because if you're loud coming in, they're going to be like, what are you guys doing? Because usually you have sweatshirt on if it's cold, long pants. Usually you don't sleep in that stuff or hang out in your house with that stuff. Always have your phone, because like if my parents realized I was gone, they just call me and tell me to come back. And if I didn't have my phone, they'd freak out and, get even more mad because it gives them time to freak out. Number 11, know what you're doing, not just leaving. If it's just going outside, or if it's walking around, or going to a completely different neighborhood, partying, doing drugs, whatever you're going to do. Drugs is a little scary because you don't know what's going to happen with your mind and all that stuff, so you don't know if you're going to be able to get back safe. So be safe, kids, I guess. If you're going to be gone for a long time, I would say about 12:30 to 1, 11:30. I usually go from 11:30 to 12:30, or 12:30 to 1:30, because sometimes my dad wakes up and stuff. So, just like, make sure your parents are asleep. Like, that's a huge thing. And if you have siblings, like I have a sister, like I said, she lives right across the hall. I would make sure that they're asleep, unless you're really, really close with them. They're really cool. My sister isn't, she's kind of a bitch. I would just make sure they're asleep too, like it's your parent. That's pretty much it. You really just have to be quiet, have all precautions, and make sure you have a backup plan, have stuff they need. One thing is that I would like to say is, if you do get caught, don't lie to the cops. That's always going to get you in more trouble, or your parents even. They're like, I know you're sneaking out, what were you doing? Just tell them what you're doing, unless you're doing drugs or vandalizing. Then I would use an excuse that's like, we're just walking around, it's really hot, stuff like that. Because that's what I do, even if I wasn't doing anything. Another reason I made this video is because I watched a couple on YouTube. All of them show you how to sneak out, but it's like not really that good. Like, they use some good ones, but they don't really cover like what to do after, or if you get caught, or not very many things. They always say be quiet and make sure your parents are asleep. That's really all they say. So that's why I made this video, so you guys have better information. There will be a part 2, saying what you can do after when you sneak out, what to do when you're coming back, because I don't want this video to be really long, because usually people get really bored and stuff. So, another one thing you can do is, if you have like a rope ladder, or you're on the first story, you can just jump out your window. Or if you have a rope ladder or a fence nearby your roof, like I have one over there, but I don't use that because it's a little more dangerous, like physical dangerous. If you have a rope ladder, you can just put it in and just go down. Just make sure you're quiet. Make sure it's away from your parents' room. I can't do that because my parents are right below me. So, just be careful and quiet. Make sure your parents are asleep. Make sure you know what you're doing. Because, like, even if my video was really useful, I'd watch a couple more just to make sure you know what you're doing. And don't do anything stupid that's going to get you in trouble. I mean, if you're obviously going over curfew, that's pretty much in trouble. But if you're going to go do drugs, be smart. Don't go way out there to go do drugs. Like, kind of do it in your house. So, watch my part 2. Look out for it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how this was useful. Tell me how it wasn't useful. Tell me about your stories. Tell me about what happened. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you guys when I got caught. One time I got caught is my cousin used to live right in front of me. Like I said, don't do anything stupid. This was stupid. I was with one of my neighborhood friends, and we went over there, and we're like flashing a flashlight in my cousin's window, throwing rocks and stuff, and like saying scary stuff. She freaked out, and her mom called my dad, and we went back and we were by my fence, and my dad says, "Ryan, get in here now." I didn't get in trouble, but it was a little scary because it was like the third time I snuck out. Just don't do anything stupid and just be careful. And watch the part 2, and thanks for watching.